Hello, everybody. It's that college football guy with a different kind of video. This one's going to be a trucking story because, well, this story's got a lot of explaining to do. It's going to run a little long because I tried recording this and do the scheduling video because I have a little problem here. If you hadn't figured out by the wood, yeah, I'm home. But it's about 8:03 Central Time here in Tennessee. Um, we got thunderstorms, power outages, the internet's out. Wife and kids aren't too happy. My son isn't too happy right now. The wife's not happy because they can't do their online streaming and stuff. So my wife's reading books right now. My son's playing his video games. But the stuff they normally would want to do, they can't do. He says, well, welcome to the real world. So I'll have to upload this video. And after doing what I want to tell about this trucking story and then do the scheduling video, the video was like 20 minutes long. Motion was 17. But I'm like, okay, I can't do that. Not on this. This thing will take till Tuesday to upload using cell phone because I'm going to have to upload it on mobile. So it's going to take a lot longer to upload. So we'll see. It's going to be a bit. So basically, here's the story. We last talked. I was on my way to Columbus, Ohio to deliver a load. Took about an hour to unload me. Got done. Okay, gonna pick up a load. This is Friday. Pick up a load at Grove City, Ohio, which is 10 miles outside of Columbus, Ohio, where Ohio State is. Couldn't get a picture, you know, as I mentioned before in the other video. Couldn't get a picture of the stadium, but here in Grove City, got uploaded. Problem was it took 3.5 hours to unload my trailer after being unloaded. And about an hour into to my load, 2 more trucks show up and go park a couple of docks over for me. And all of a sudden, my loading stops. And they start getting unloaded. And I'm like, my guy on break? And they stopped loading me for an hour. But the light was still red. Now, those of you who've never been in the trucking and the docks, you may have seen them in some of the docks you go by. There's 2 lights, a red light and a green light. Red light means they have locked your trailer. There's a hook on the bumper to keep you from moving. And there's also a green light that lets you know, okay, we're done. We released the lock. You can pull away from the dock. Well, I had a red light and they stopped. A couple hours later, the light turns green. The guy comes out with the paperwork, and I said, "What was going on?" Because all of a sudden, you guys just zipped, and got in and says, "Oh, well, you see, the last 6 skids you needed were on their trucks, so we had to pull off, unload, start loading trucks until we could find those skids. And once we got them off, we loaded you up so you can get on your way." That's why the delay was. So it's 3.5 hours. So I had gotten a call during this by my dispatcher asking me, says, "Oh, are you going to make it back today? You want to load out on Sunday?" It's like, I'm still getting loaded. This was like 2 hours in, so I still didn't know I had another hour to go. I'm still being loaded. I have no idea how long I'm going to be here, so there's no way I'm going to make it back by 5. So I hear a pause. All right. See you on Monday. Hangs up. That's the end of it. Now I get loaded. I'm on my way down the road, and I got maybe an hour down the road, so it's about a couple hours since he called last. And I hear a phone call again. He's calling again, and so's the head of safety's on the phone with him. Head of safety gets on the phone with you, you're thinking one thing: what in the hell did I do wrong? Or you think I did wrong, or someone said I did wrong. So I'm hearing this in my head, and Keith, we have a little bit of a problem. Says, "Oh, really? So, what supposedly did I do?" The first one, no, it's not you, You didn't do it. You didn't do it. Nothing you did. Okay. Then again, what's going on here? It says, well, we have a bit of a problem that we're really hoping you can help us out with. We know you're not going to be back. When do you think you're actually going to be back? And it says, well, based upon what I've got to do now, I can deliver to where the shipment's going to go, which is, Mount Juliet, Tennessee. But I can't get from here to my home terminal. I won't have enough hours. I'll be illegal. I'll have maybe 10 to 15 minutes if I'm lucky. Maybe half an hour if I can cut some spots and get some traffic a little easier. which is what ended up happening anyway. But I get half an hour back, but it's from where I'm at, Mount Juliet, to my home terminal in Shelbyville. It's an hour. It's actually like an hour and 15 because you're counting traffic. So I was getting back at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So it's borderline rush hour, the tail end of rush hour. So it's like, it's not happening. He says, well, we really need you to do this. Because here's the problem. We have a load, goes out on Sunday, goes to Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm like, okay, that's near the Atlantic Ocean. It's off the East Coast, right on near the ocean. He says, yeah, well, it's a trip. You go from your main terminal to Lebanon, Tennessee, to pick up a loaded trailer, and then you drive to Wilmington. The whole thing is about 740 miles. I'm like, so it's like 12, 13 hours drive time. Says, yes, that's what it is. And the previous 2 times, the person who's delivered there has been late. Because it's scheduled for a 6:30 a.m. delivery. And I'm hearing this, and I'm like, so both times this driver didn't leave on Sunday. Right? He didn't leave Sunday. He left Monday. Yeah. Because here's the little thing about driving, for those of you who don't know. The 14-hour and the 11-hour rule. You have 14 hours between on-duty and drive time. And actually, it's duty, on-duty, off-duty, the whole thing. When the time you start your clock, when you do your first opening and vehicle inspection, your clock starts. 14 hours from that point, your day ends, no matter how much driving you did. If you did more than 11-hour driving limit comes up, your day ends sooner. If you do your 11 hours of driving, you have to stop before then. But if you've been off-duty or like 3.5 hours waiting to get unloaded, your 14-hour day ends sooner, and you still got drive time owed to you, but you can't do it because your 14-hour day is over. So I said, I got enough if I can wiggle through traffic to make to Mount Juliet, but I'm going to have like a half an hour left. I can't make it home. I can't make it to my yard. It's an hour, hour and a half. Okay. So, when do you think you'd be back in your yard? I said, if it goes well, 5:30, 6 a.m., something like that. And says, well, you could do that and reset out and go back out at 4 p.m., get a couple hours and then go do this load because we're really in a jam here. So it's like, no, so it's a guy's been waiting a couple hours. Says, no. This isn't all of it. Not only the driver who we put on this, he went and did it twice. He was late twice. Driver before him did it for 3 weeks. He was late 2 out of the 3 weeks, and the one he showed up on time, he showed up 10 minutes early. Everybody else would have been late. The previous driver, this one, been at least 3 hours late. Some cases more. Like, oh my goodness. And they're threatening to yank the contract if we don't show up on time on this one. Because it turns out this company has 3 main locations, and one of their 3 mains is in Wilmington. In fact, it's not far from their corporate headquarters, so I guess it would be the main branch. So they know I always get places on time. I always try to show up early, to the point I've been there days early to say, hey, I can't deliver early. Hey, come out if I park in your parking lot for like the next, I'm supposed to deliver like, I had one I was supposed to deliver. It was in Arizona. Time delivery, had to deliver at 7 a.m. in Arizona because of my schedule and how I cut through traffic and did U.S. highways and did routes. I showed up the day before at 10 a.m. They tried to work me into the schedule. They ended up doing it, giving me an early. But I showed up, trying to push it to get them to unload me early. So I'm here early. So is there a place I can park out the way? Unless you guys can take me early, I would appreciate it if you could. But if you can't, I'd be more than happy to sit around the corner here. Or if you want me to let me know what dock, once we get close to closing time, you guys close, let me know what dock I'm going to go into. I'll back into the dock, be ready to go first thing in the morning when you want to unload this. Try to push to get things done quicker. So that's what I try to do. Well, those of you doing the reset on here, leaving on Sunday, right, to go do this drive, because counting, you have to do here, home terminal, or wherever it's at, to Lebanon, Tennessee, pick up a loaded trailer, take it to Wilmington, North Carolina. That's what you have to do. Problem. That whole run is 750 miles. The guy who was doing it before and the one who did before him are both out of the same yard as I am, so all of us did the same thing. It's like 750 miles. Okay, 6:30 in the morning tells me you got to do at least 2 hours on Sunday, preferably three. You can get there. That gives you 9 hours of driving. So even if you have problems, you can still get through. Park there overnight because they let you park there overnight. There's a they have one of the fancy because the place is being remodeled right now. They have one of the fancy. You've seen them at rest areas, the trailers that are bathrooms with they have the lights and the full sinks and everything. So that's out there. So you have something at least do that, take care of your business with. You don't do it at the rest area right up the road. So you could do all that, get in, get done, get fine. No, the drivers who were doing this, both of them left at like 6 in the morning on Monday, thinking they can do a reset. You have the option as a driver if you drive your 11 if you're for doing when you drive your day, you have to do a 10-hour break. You can do it off duty. You can do it in the sleeper berth. You in the sleeper, you have an option of splitting it, which is 8 hours on, 2 hours off. 8 hours and 2 hours, or 9 hours and 1 hour, or the full 10 in one shot. Do the full 10 in one shot. Your 14 hours resets. Your 11-hour drive resets. Your day resets. You do the 8 and 2 or the 9 and 1, whatever time from the day before in your drive time you missed, like mainly that's one of the ones where kind of like what happened to me, that I could have done the reset and would have gotten time back, but I would have gotten literally an hour and 10 minutes of drive time back if I would have done an 8 and 2 or a 9 and 1. I would have got an hour and something minutes back. And based upon an accident, which wasn't there last night, that was there this morning because of that and road construction, since it's early in the morning, I wouldn't have had enough time anyway. I had done a split and decided against the split, did a full thing in the morning. So if you don't have a day like that, you can do it. And these guys probably thought they could do a split, but since you've been driving all day, 10 hours, you did 10 hours and 30 minutes, you do an 8-hour split, guess what? You only got 30 minutes of drive time you can use. So now you have to do the full 10. And if you start 7 in the morning, Central, Carolina's 8, you drove for 10 and a half hours, that puts you there at 6:30, right? But you got to drive through up the Mount Eagle, up mountain to Mount Eagle. You got to get out of dealing with the traffic there. You have to get through Knoxville, traffic there, and you got to get through North Carolina and through the mountains, so the Smoky Mountains. So you're going to lose about an hour and a half. So that puts you there at about 8, right? If you're lucky, let's just say you're lucky to get 7 o'clock. Let's say if you left at 7 in the morning, there's at 8, 10 hours of driving puts you there at 6. But you lose an hour and a half at 7:30. You can't do a split because that puts you 10 hours. That puts you at 5:30. You still got 3 hours of drive time and put you there at 8:30, 9 o'clock. You're supposed to have been there at 6:30. You're late. But if you drove 2.5, 3 hours on Sunday, that cuts your 12.5 hours to 9. Your 2 hours of screw-up time, hour and a half that you had before, still covered in your full day. You make it there. And if you don't make it there, if you don't think you can make it, you could stop your day early, like 8 hours of drive time, stop it in, do the thing, and get a 3-hour run and get full time to go in there and do it. There's ways to do this. Well, it was a screw-up, a colossal one. They're threatening to yank the contract if we don't show up on time. My boss and the head of safety, who also happens to be the vice president of the company, say, we really would appreciate it if you do this. I'm like, my wife's not going to be happy about this. She want to spend some time with me. And now I'm going to be gone in 34 hours. And it's not even going to be 34 hours. She's going to have me for maybe 30. Because I get to the main terminal. I get home 5:30 in the morning today, Saturday. By the time I get everything trailer parked and dropped, I get my truck, do my closeout, and close out for the thing, get all my stuff packed, put in the truck. It's almost 6. It's an hour drive to get home. My wife was waiting on me when I was going to get home. She wanted me to stop and get some stuff, so I get home at 7, about 8 o'clock, after running and doing a couple errands. Shut up with the damn dryer, I'll get to you soon enough. About an hour and a half, 14 minutes. I'm running along the story. It's going to be a long upload. Jeez. All right. So do that, and then for me, I got back in. Technically, truck stopped. Technically at 5:40, which means my reset ends at 3:40 p.m. on Sunday. So I got to leave the house at 2:30 in the afternoon to get the drive up there, get my stuff thrown in the truck real quick, wait for my reset to hit, and then start my day. 3:40, which will be 4:40 Eastern. Drive 3 hours. I know a spot where I can get parking up till 9, 10 o'clock at night. Actually, about midnight, there's still parking at that place. Drive my 3 hours, and I can start my day. Makes things a lot harder. But, so I'm going to have literally, I got physically home at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm leaving 2:30 the next day. Sunday morning. So yeah, I gotta have a very short run here. So the next video depends on how long it takes this one to get uploaded. I may just shoot the video in the truck because my wife's may have to go into work on Sunday. My son's doing his stuff, so I may leave half an hour early, get into the truck instead of just throwing it in the back and wait for my clock to reset. I could actually put everything away, and I may record the video in the truck before I get started. But yeah, with no internet, this is gonna take a while. So, a trucking story about how I have a very short week and how bad things can be in trucking, but trust me, they can be a whole lot worse. Thanks for hearing me, listen to me ramble. 16 minutes. Holy cow. This is going to be like 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, on Sunday morning. Because I got to upload this on this unless the internet comes back on and there's no sign of bunch of lightning. Boy, I made it in this quick. Alright, so thanks everybody for watching. Listen to me ramble here. If you haven't done already, please smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. Helps the algorithm, helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. You want to hear more of these trucking stories or not, let me know. If not, I'll cut them off. If I am, I'll keep doing on this. This is one going to be for here. And subscribe to the channel. And if you do subscribe to the channel, first, if you've done already, thank you. And if you haven't, please do so. I greatly appreciate it. And make sure you hit the notifications bell. It lets you know when I post a video. I try to do one every single day. I will actually record it every single day. Whether the upload will get it out every single day, that's another story for another day. But thanks everybody for watching the video and this long-winded rant about trucking. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's have a great evening. Be safe out there, and please be good to each other.